We can tell if the baby is crying, if you talk to your baby, how many words your baby heard today, how much time you spend in engaging and playing with your baby, which is a combination of sounds and motions. If you laugh with your baby, if you sing to your baby, and the synchronization of the sounds and motion tells a story. And due to the AI we developed, unlike cameras that you need to watch the camera all day to understand what had happened, in one screen we can tell you what had happened today.
Welcome to another episode of From Startup to Wunderbrand with Nicholas Kuhne. Today we have another very interesting tech entrepreneur with us, and Ami is at the helm of LittleOne.Care, a pioneering tech startup with Elora, an AI-powered solution transforming parenting by providing personalized insights beyond generic advice. He also co-founded and served as the CEO of Like Billions, a company that offers technology to monetize inbound calls based on customer value and purchasing needs, and was involved in the co-founding and serving as director and later CEO of Sortal Commerce, an e-commerce application for social networks that transforms customers into brand ambassadors. He also served as CEO for Mifkashim, providing strategic consulting and establishing training programs for Israeli companies. So after that botched introduction, hi, Ami.
Nice to meet you, Nicholas, and thank you for hosting me.
So I'm quite jealous because I think it's quite warm where you are, and it's going to -7 tonight. So we can swap places for a little bit. But let's go a little bit into, first of all, what LittleOne.Care is and how it ties in with Elora. I see you are wearing one of your own little devices there. Maybe talk to us about what spurred the idea and what it does.
Well, Elora Baby Wellness Monitor is a product that was inspired by smartwatches for adults. So try to imagine that you wear a smartwatch, any kind of smartwatch that tells you how many steps you had today and different kind of aspects of your lifestyles and well-being. And if you follow the reports that comes with the smartwatch, you might improve your well-being for the next couple of weeks or months. However, researchers show that if you do the very same thing during the very first 24 months of your baby's life, the impact is going to be tremendous. It's going to be lifetime. For example, good well-being, good quality of care, good engagement with the baby will impact their emotional resilience. It will impact their mental strength, their ability to communicate, express themselves, or even to be a good student and make more money. There are a lot of researches that shows that and presents the connection between what the parents do and engage, the level of the quality of life they provide to the babies in the first 24 months, to the future adult that was raised by them. And I'm talking about the emotional resilience, the mental strength, even physical health of that adult. And everything is connected to the first crucial 24 months. But it doesn't end there. It's about the sense of success of that adult because of what had happened in the first 24 months, or how much they are going to make money or to contribute to society, compromise with people, express themselves. And I think the most important thing is to say that researchers show that anything you received as a baby, you might pay it forward to your kids. So we would like to present parents, to reflect parents with information, with data, with insights that will make them do the right things in this crucial period of time, the first 24 months of the baby's life.
So there are two things that you've got there. There's obviously the first 24 months, extremely important. And as a parent who's had two kids, we understand the stresses and strains. Are you doing it right? What can I do better? My parents aren't here. I live in a different country. I don't have necessarily all of that information around me. And a lot of these websites, who knows what they're telling you? Is it just scraping information from AI and just putting random things together? Are these people even parents? Do they know what they're talking about? And I think what you're offering through the app, for example, is it's going to be sort of specific and relevant information for the child at the various growth stages. So you've obviously used child developmental psychologists and real data here. So I really love that. And I want to show that you're wearing the software on you now. And what's great about it is that it is inobtrusive, it is light, and it doesn't get in the way of the function of the baby. So
Yeah.
I quite like that. Talk to me about I mean, it's not a wearable device, so you're not getting the heartbeat, etc. But talk to me about the actual, what does it pick up? What does it do?
Well, I wear it on my chest as a pregnant mom. Our request from the pregnant mom to purchase it in the last part of the pregnancy, two reasons. Get used to the products, track what does it can make me, and start to play with the application to see what you gain from it. Later on, pass it to your baby, and with the baby, it's attached to the lower part, the lower belly of the baby, and it's always attached the shirt from the outside. There is a ring that actually you swing the ring over this tiny square device, and it's rub the shirt, and it's always there. We do not come in touch with the baby's skin. But due to the sensors in this tiny Elora, we can track the baby's motion. For instance, we track the movement of the belly's movement. If the baby is rolling, how much time the baby spent in tummy time. If you rock the baby, if the baby is in the car, which is different acceleration. But by saying that, we can track even if the baby was shaken, God forbid, if somebody treated the baby and he fell from a changing table, or no motion during the night sleep, or aggressive care. There are other sensors in that device that tracks the sounds. We can tell if the baby is crying, if you talk to your baby, how many words your baby heard today, how much time you spend in engaging and playing with your baby, which is a combination of sounds and motions. If you laugh with your baby, if you sing to your baby, and the synchronization of the sounds and motion tells a story. And due to the AI we developed, unlike cameras that you need to watch the camera all day to understand what had happened, in one screen we can tell you what had happened today, when the baby was asleep, when you played, when you fed the baby, and so on. But why we do that? We raised our kids, I raised my kids with no technologies like this. And my grandparents will tell you they raised us tied to the tree, came covered with bees, and we were fine. I think the big difference to collect data becomes something very practical and cheap. And it's not just about the sophisticated algorithm that the AI enabled that can tell you a lot. Before this revolution of AI, there is a much bigger revolution. Nowadays, we can collect data because AI without data does nothing. And this data can bring a context to our life and to prevent and predict so many things. I will explain. We are not a medical device, but you forgot something about becoming a parent, Nicholas. Most of us, we learn and we go to workshops, we read books before we will have our baby. And the moment we have our baby, we forget something much more important. The moment we become parents, we forget that we are still kids of somebody else, the grandparents. And what do we do without even paying attention? We bring into the new relationship with this newborn anything we remember about our life, all the guilt feeling that we had in our childhood, or what had happened with our relationship with our parents. For instance, if my father didn't spend enough time at home or working shifts and so on, I want to do exactly the opposite. It doesn't matter that at the end of the day, many occasions you act exactly like your parents, but the guilt feeling and the frustration, maybe I don't do enough, are part of the relationship with your spouse and your baby. What do we do? We want to reflect you the reality and make you simplify everything. This is the number of words your baby heard in the last day. This is the time you played with your baby. This is the time you sang with your baby. And we have another sensor of air pollution. This is the air pollution of your smoking grandmom. Promised she won't smoke next to him. She did. Because we want you to address your energies, your attention to your baby, and to simplify what had happened. We call actually to report, the name of this report is Call to Action Insights. Very simple to understand. Due to this report, what we're supposed to do the day after. Nothing is sophisticated here because we would like to eliminate any other issues. We call it the noises that you bring into this relationship, you or your spouse. And we would like you to provide you the opportunity to play your role as a parent and do your best in this very short 24 months. Later on, you can do better, but it's too late.
Some excellent points there, Ami. Now, let's get down into, so we've gone through the functionality, how it's useful. And I think any parent would go, this is something that would be valuable for me. So let's go into our sandpit, which is marketing and the entrepreneurship side. Where did this idea come from, and how did you get involved? I mean, not that you look like you're past childbearing age, but I mean, this is a...
So I have a very interesting about how did we start. I'm coming from the area of philosophy of language. I learned in the university marketing and finance, but life made me learn Freud and Lacan and the philosophy of language. This is the main thing I deal at. And one of the things I've done is to develop a workshop that is trying to explain and address each individual unique passion. And I ran this workshop, and in one occasion, one of the people who participated in this workshop, I think 18 months later, gave me a call and said, I remember you told us you used to bring Elora, used to bring Barney the dinosaur to Israel. And you brought Dora, if you remember Dora the Explorer or Ninja Turtles. You were involved in the babies content market and the royalties of products and so on. Yeah, I was involved in that company. I was the marketing manager of this company. And he wanted to meet me and to use my advices for the development of this product. So we met, and I was so amazed from the idea. His name is Shauli, amazing, smart, genius guy. And when we started to talk about it, at the end of the conversation, he said, I gave him some ideas, like, as a consultant, what you're supposed to do is to drop several ideas to see, like 15 ideas, 5 they didn't understand, the other 5 they said, yeah, we'll do that, but maybe they will do 2, 3, 4 things from what you just said, because I thought it's just one meeting, so I wanted to share with him everything I know. But then he said, I would like to pay you. I said, no, I won't charge you. And he said, why? He said, because that kind of product meets me in a place where I never shared it with people. I shared with him my personal story. My mom didn't want to raise me. I told him, Shauli, listen, my mom rejected me. In that period of time, people didn't even know the terminology of depression after birth. And it was guilt feeling that she felt shame on one end. On the other hand, she didn't want to raise me. So my auntie took me into her home and raised me. And this is a story that nobody talked to me about that. But several years before this meeting, I started to investigate that, and I understood how sensitive is this story with my mom. So I couldn't talk to her about that. So I went to my auntie to ask her. My father wanted to share everything. He was exactly the opposite. My mama didn't want to share it. And maybe even my father exaggerated to the other side. You cannot learn because everybody talks from their emotional memory. And my aunt told me what had happened and why she raised me and so on. And one of the things that was very important in that story, that I'm very different from my brothers and sisters. And I realized that something had happened over there. So I told that Charlie, listen, I'm not going to charge you. I really want you to be successful. He said, so can we meet again? I said, no problem, for free, just come. And he met me 1 week later, and all the 15 ideas I gave him, he started to deal with everyone. I said, oh my God, I need to think about what I'm saying. I cannot advise him the way I want. And after 6, 7 meetings, he said, Ami, why won't we make it together? 3 months later, we set up a company and raised our first money from a VC that invests in the skills and the abilities of the people and less in the presentations and the ideas, because smart investors knows that you can come with a very amazing pitch. At the end of the day, you need to see who are the people and how agile, flexible these people, and how they can twist and manage the ideas and the results of what they're going to do. So we started the business together, and here we are 4 years later. We already sell the product in the US through Amazon, through our websites. And we had to develop unique ways of marketing because market penetration in this area needs tons of money. And we don't have it at that stage because of anything that happened after October 7th. We developed everything through the COVID, which was another period of time. You couldn't raise money if it was not about medical stuff that are related to COVID. And then this war changed everything and avoid us from investments that was, and you cannot resist it. So we could do like many other startups and to give up, or to use this situation to reinvite ourselves. And what we have done, it forced us to think about another channel that most of the people, how to say that, another channel that will work with for us, but it doesn't need so much money. We need money, but this channel make us sell more than just advertisement. And what we have done, we realized that parents that access the app and they can see that the baby slept today little bit longer than yesterday. You talk to a baby exactly the same. And whatever you have done, one of the things that we did in our product, the moment there is a touch sense, so that the moment you put your finger on the Elora, it changes its color to very light blue for 4 seconds, and you can say whatever you want. For instance, if the name of the baby is Nicholas, say, "Oh, Nicholas, let's change your diaper. It is wet." But you do it after you change it to blue, and speech to text technology, very simple technology, converting it to an event in the baby diary in the app. So you don't need to open your phone anytime you feed your baby, anytime you're breastfeeding or changing diapers or anything it's a very wide baby diary in the app. So we realized that this data, it's a combination of smart things for the connection between, if you give your baby, especially the toddlers, they will eat more sugar in the late afternoon, and you recorded that, you documented that. It will allow you to see the kid is not about to sleep in the next 24 hours. And the other thing, that the moment you combine this information, you have to simplify it to the parents, but they would like to question it. So within the app, we enabled any baby experts, reliable one, to create an account. And this account enables the parents to chat with the experts through our app. Why the experts would like to talk to the parents? Because they can become affiliates of our products, and they can gain new leads of customers that are really keen for their baby's care and development. We do not charge these baby experts. Everything is free. If you as a parent start to communicate with one of them and would like to work with them, you will pay them separately. But it's a very important channel, because the moment you work with the community of experts, make your brand much more stronger. You have a community of experts that support you. And unlike many products that deals only with the night sleep, we deal with speech therapist, occupation therapist, play therapist, breastfeeding experts, nutritionists, because we are with the baby 24/7, and we are about the feeding, the sleeping, the activity, the speech acquisition, and so on. So we had to develop this channel because we didn't have money, by solving another problem that was there for the parents, right? This is what we have done. This is part of the thing. And we are about building these communities of parents and babies and experts to enable these parents to communicate over the baby's data. Because when a parents call to a sleep therapist and tell her what had happened, when we observe these activities, the parents tell a story they want to tell. They're not lying, but sorry, I love my kid. I don't pay attention to my personal and my spouse habits. And I share what I think that happened, and the experts tell you what to do. Now you can share your story, but the experts, if you allow them, they can see everything in there. And now the story is different. And this is the last sentence, and I will have to share with you. The funny thing is that we track so many details of data, and the parents say, "Oh my God, so many things you track." Sorry, not go through. Disclaimer. Babies are about 4 things: sleep, eat, cry, and poo. That's it. South Africa, Israel, Norway, or US, the same thing, with or without any devices. But what we do, it's reflection to the parents. We present them what you have done. When you spoke with your baby, did you play with him today? Are you singing to your baby? Did you write a book to your baby? Did you spend some time and you put your baby in tummy time for 5 minutes a day? It's about your decision making with your baby. This is what we do. And this is the discussion we enable for them with the experts, because these experts will tell you nothing is about the babies. It's all about the habits and the behavior of the parents, who are still kids of their parents with their issues.
Well, I can see how potentially your network, your community of experts is probably going to be one of your big value drivers in the future. And as an investor, I would be thinking that is an area where the affiliate fees, the downloads, etc., that is where there's going to be tremendous amount of revenue. Is that just live in Israel at the moment, or is that live in the US? And what other markets are you going to roll this out into? Because I can imagine that that is a sales job. That is somebody on the phone.
We have no, it's more than that. We have a person, actually 2, The only thing they do, they create value for the baby experts who are not used to be affiliates. This is affiliation. It's the old world of marketing. It's like, but we created an amazing person who works with us. Her name is Ivy. She took responsibility to communicate with these experts and to provide them tools to develop their business. Because the moment you understand that it's has to be win-win relationship, it's actually, we call it win-win-win, the parents, us, and the experts. The moment you create this triangle of win-win-win,
it should be 4 win-win-win-win, because baby must be included in.
okay, first of all, the babies, and this is what it is. No, it's more important because due to the alpha trials and the beta trial in the early adopter program, it was like that. But we see right now the parents and the babies as one unit. And yes, it has to be win-win-win. And win from the baby experts' point of view is not just to make them affiliates, it's to enable them to present their activities. They present their tips in our app. We host them for a different kind of interviews or publish their activity in our social assets. We invite them to conventions to come with us to subsidize their activity. So we work with them. And the most important thing, parents always request more reports. I would like to know how much my baby is crying in comparison to the average baby. I would like to know if in that age, my baby sleep well comparison to other babies. Anything parents ask, you say, oh my goodness, very nice idea, because you never say no. We go to our experts, all of them, and question them. Are you okay with that report? Because many occasions, parents don't pay attention, or they don't know, they're not professional, they're not mature parents. They don't know that type of reports can bring stress, anxiety, question themselves, reduce their confidence. We don't want to be there. We do not want to manipulate them. So our relationship with these experts is not just about having a sales force, it's about developing our product in a mature way, right? So this is what we do.
Well, I'm sure from a data analyst perspective, this would be amazing, because you could, for example, somebody who has one child, and then as the second child, you can overlay how the first child's sleeping patterns were versus the second child. It would be very interesting seeing, oh, your brother did X, Y, Z.
You talk like a parent right now. We do not help you. We do not encourage or help you to compare. Never ever compare between kids, and especially never ever compare your baby to other babies. In the family, maybe sometimes it's a nice romantic memory to compare between the kids, but outside of the family, the worst thing you can do is to start compare at this gap, for good or bad. Your toddler always will try to be the first, and he will always try to achieve something that is unachievable. Or if it's bad, he will always feel behind. Every person, every individual is the whole universe. And before we continue, there is a sentence it's really important to me to say. Without technology, without this amazing application and the support of amazing baby experts, never ever forget that if you will smile, if you will kiss, if you will hug and communicate with your baby, it's more than enough. You are a good parent. Just do it. All the rest is more, you have to feed them and put them to sleep and so on. But this is the foundation of good relationship between someone who's still a kid for other parents, but now he became parents, and this newborn that just came to the world and trying to understand the relationship as a newborn they have in terms of confidence and security with you, the new stranger, the parents in their lives.
Yeah. Now, I mean, let's talk about the future of LittleOne.Care. Israel, US, I mean, I can see the Asian markets going crazy for this, because they are hypersensitive about kids and that, and especially the function with the environment, the air quality and things like that. That is a huge thing. I lived in Malaysia, and air quality is an enormous issue. So, I mean, that thing would be red the whole time with alarm bells going. But I'm sure Hong Kong, China, Singapore, etc., Japan would be interesting places. Talk to me about your thinking of the rollout from this. Are you trying to focus in one market first, or get to market first? What is your sort of business strategy regarding this?
It's a very important question, because you ask me a question that is relevant for product companies. And the algorithm is sell more, produce more, manufacture more, sell more, reduce prices of manufacturing, increase your sales, more profit, more turnover. Well, right now we work only in the US, the next markets. We're right now building it, and I hope it's going to be successful. It's not going to be like we work in the US where we are working online only and we are recruiting the baby experts. We are going and one by one. In Israel, it's like more B2B. We work with the big governmental insurance company, and they're going to order, if everything will be fine, they're going to order one big container, and from now on, it's their responsibility to sell it. It's quite different, but it takes more time to establish that kind of relationship. The right question is not about where is our next market. It's more like, what is our end goal at this stage? We are not aiming to sell a lot. We want to sell 100,000 products. It's not a lot at all. Because this big number, it can be 50,000 or 200,000, I have no idea, but one big number of products, it will enable us to see something nobody see before in two dimensions. One, we will impact the chart, the development charts that we used to have with babies. I don't know if you know, but the current charts are from the 70s. It's about the weight, the height, and the scale size of your baby. And if you fall somewhere in the middle and everything is fine, and so on. Nobody connected that to the cry patterns or the level of activity, the routine in that house, the milestones. And so there are so many other variables that might impact that. This is one thing. And it will take much more than 7-8 years before you build it, and you need more than 1,000 babies till you will say, okay, guys, we have something much more interesting to say that you should pay attention to. This is our vision, and this is what we want to do. Much before that, and much faster, we would like to rule the $400 billion baby market. And when I say to rule it, I mean that we would like to become the very first company that will tell parents, especially new parents, what can be told about the user experience of babies with new products, with different type of foods, services, and so on. For example, car seats. What to buy to your baby? Oh, you saw very important influencer in Instagram talking about this car seat and you bought it. We would like you to access our website to see what happens with the average baby, and in which car seat they fall asleep faster, and in which car seats they cry more. This is the user experience, because nobody speak out what they want to say. One of our stickers is give babies a voice, or baby's formula. Baby formula, you buy one, cannot buy 16 different brands. You cannot compare all of them. It's not normal. But one of the things we can do is, again, according to the average baby, and you don't need more than 1,000 babies in this experiment for each brand, 600 babies in each brand. We will be able to say, okay, the average baby using this brand fall asleep faster, eat much better, nice and happy all day. And the other brand, nightmare, screaming, doesn't sleep well. We don't know why, but this is the results. Now you make a decision what to purchase. So this is one of the things we want to do. We are a big data company, and if the parents are allowing us, because we have very strict privacy policies, no games with that, no advertisement, no selling data. We really respect parents. But as the parents, there is a day we will ask, would you like to share with us more information? Because it will, maybe not for your baby, because you already purchased a cassette, but for the future parents, most of the parents, we already investigated that, say, sure, not yes, sure. The moment you explain yourself and respect the other side, everybody will be with you. And I think it's going to be a little bit revolutionary, because it's a massive market worldwide.
Yeah.
Seats in car seats in Hong Kong or Shanghai or Jerusalem, with many issues in the back of the baby.
Well, I mean, just the data side is fascinating. And I mean, I can almost see something like a subscription model where, okay, if you give us data, the price of the subscription goes down, etc.
You pushed a very sensitive button. I will explain you why. Our business plan was about subscription. We didn't want to charge parents $300 for our product. But the moment you didn't raise money because of the current situation and everything, you have to keep rolling. You cannot say, I had the plan, because our plan was like between $8 to $12 a month. Because in the US, the current market, I don't know if you know that, 25% of the kids raised in single moms' houses. every fourth kid. And she needs us more than anybody else.
Mm.
And I'm thinking to myself, I cannot expect, or I can, but she might think twice before she will spend $200. But $8, $10, $12 a month, depends what you want to gain from this application and product. She will be happy to. If this persona can spend 8-10 hours at work, I'm not even talking about the time she needs to do grocery or to public transportation. She sees the baby in the evening. She doesn't even know what happened. And the guilt feeling over there, I'm so sorry to say, she's right. But she is in that situation. And we would like to give her the data that will enable her to do her best in the limited time and resources and energy that left in the end of the day or in the early morning. And this is something that we couldn't implement yet. I hope that in the next round, we will have enough working capital that will enable us to play the real game and tell you, okay, $8 a month, $10 a month, just purchase the product. The product is the hardware, and use it as much as you want. The first version of our product is the first 24 months, but we are defining and designing the next generation that will enable you to use it even longer. And the idea is to transform the understanding of quality time with my 3-year-old baby to understanding. How come your baby understands the color purple? How come your baby know how to count from 1 to 10? Because it's connected to something you have done 2 weeks earlier when you read him the book with the purple colors, or when you play with him with something that he learned and use this experience with you to count from 1 to 10. We would like to show you that the quality time, we would like to measure the quality of the quality time. You understand? This is what we want to do in the next version.
Well, I mean, listening to it, the value that it's going to add is tremendous. And especially talking about single moms, and especially with how in a lot of Western countries, and I'm sure Israel as well, you've got working moms and you don't know what's happening with your kids at the kindergarten or by the helper, etc. So this would be a tremendous support, and especially with the ability to have the voice notes and things like that. I think it's fantastic. Now, I mean, we've spoken about a couple of challenges. We've looked at which markets you're focusing on. I think we should have a chat in a year's time when this is rolled out and you've had that big order, and see exactly how the business progresses, because it sounds like a fascinating concept. And if you had a genie with a magic bottle that you could rub now, what help could we give you to get this message about this product, Ami?
Well, 2 requests. If you are a baby care specialist, just access LittleOne.Care website, look for the page named I'm a Baby Expert, and there is a very simple journey of downloading the app and setting up an account as a baby expert. Then you can write over there diverse tip for parents. The tips are randomly, the parents, the moment they ask, they can read your tips and many other baby expert tips. The moment you write an interesting tip or that generate the curiosity of parents, they would love to communicate with you and you might gain new customer. Over there, you can join the affiliation program and earn some money from using our product, because I don't think it's okay to be part of something without experiencing it and working with it. This is one thing. There is a reason why we are doing it, because in the coming future, we're going to start a rally of gamification of everything. We're about to announce competitions, for instance, like a league where we will announce New York against LA. Who sings more to their babies in this week? In order to explain, make this you as an expert to explain to parents why it's important to play and sing to the kid. Who talks more to the kid? Who plays more with the kids? Because the World Health Organization complain we do not play enough with the kids. That's why we have much more overweight kids in the elementary school nowadays. So we are going to have these games, Dallas against Nashville, and so on and so on and so on. And you're going to be part of it, because in each area, we're going to have a community manager, and we would like these experts to become the community managers. This is one thing. If you're a pregnant mom, access to our website, purchase the products, and request a meeting with us, because it's not just a product. It's not just an app. It's not just a solution. It's a community. Become part of this community. There are a lot of things we can do together. And one of them is to introduce you to other moms. Because I believe, with the whole respect to AI, the moment you meet people like you and you discuss with them your thoughts, your feeling, and the facts that you got, you need to have someone to tell you, oh my goodness, I've been there, done that a couple of months ago. You okay? Keep doing what you're doing. And we would like to create these communities. And this is the two main requests we have at that stage. And thank you for asking that important question.
Well, I'll put those links into the description so folks will be able to reach out to you. And yeah, I'm very excited. This is a very positive, happy, pleasant product. So very happy to promote it where we can. And you just have to do some translation into Norwegian, though, if it comes here, even though Norwegians speak very good English. But
the next market should be Europe. And usually this is what happened after the US. But yes, there is a big attraction in the Southeast Asia. But step by step, you need to establish and stabilize everything in the US before you move on, and Israel.
And just one last thing, I love the idea of the more B2B focus, because that's where you're going to get your volume. That's where you'll get, I mean, I can see this in mobile phone shops which are selling contracts in the future.
I wish to be there, but I think, let's say I'm not good enough to establish relationships with in the electronic market, because you spoke through the eyes of people who understand the electronic markets. We thought maybe it's a mistake that working with entities that understand education in the early ages, understand the baby's development, understand working parents, understand the needed engagement. We thought that kind of entities, and there are many nonprofit organizations in this area, a lot of education, Ministry of Educations all over the places who already understand that it's not just to have strong university in your country, to put the attention and the resources to the early stages. Sometimes it's even more important. And yeah, we thought that it should be developed through that. If somebody is listening to us and you think different, contact us. We are...
Well, this is the interesting part of working in a startup. And I mean, you're
trial and error.
Exactly.
We talked yesterday about how many times we failed. Most of the time we fail. And the idea is to learn from it and move on. Not to fall in love with ideas. Yeah, it's very important. And not to victimize yourself, to feel the guilt feeling, or to tell yourself, oh, I'm not good enough. Especially when the failure was surprisingly, don't be surprised of failure. Be happy and learn from it. Move on. A/B testing, the life in any startup is one long A/B testing.
Absolutely. And well, the same as all startups, you'll be an overnight success in 10 years, Ami. So, Ami, thank you for your time. This is great. And we'll send people to that LittleOne.Care so that they can find out a little bit more about this product. And I'm sure you ship worldwide, yeah?
Yeah, I hope we will do it soon. That's why we establish our relationships with Amazon, which is a very sophisticated arena that you need to learn and how to follow, be nice and kind. And this is the reason we've done it, because the next stage is to enable you to purchase it anywhere you are in the world.
Well, Ami, best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
I really do appreciate your comments, so why not go and watch this live on YouTube, or go to my website, Kuhne.no, that's Kuhne.no, for more information.